Hello, my name is Steve Stewart. I'm the founding consultant of Vrc.Consulting, and this is Vricipedia, your guide to children's services recruitment and retention, chapter 2.2.1, managed service providers, master vendor, a little local colour. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little bit of a story here about how a organisation had decided that they wanted a master vendor to take part, and they ran that contract relatively successfully for a number of times. But then I was approached by the master vendor. And they said, we don't provide social workers. Yeah, we've tried. Yeah, it wasn't an area that they did. Actually, they went for the contract because they're a major supplier in a number of different areas across the council, but they didn't provide social work. And they wanted to increase their share because that council was using between 40 and 60 social workers. It was a significant proportion of the overall spend of that contract, and they wanted to see if they could profit from it. Nothing wrong with that. And they asked me, would I be able to help and support to see how they could go and engage. Now, my response to them was not necessarily one that they were expecting, because they needed to look at it not from the perspective of a managed service provider, but of not even as an agency, but of an agency worker, a prospective agency worker. And if you're a prospective agency worker and you're going to go and sign for an agency, would you go and sign with an agency that could only provide you with access to work to one council? Or would you go to an agency that could provide you with access to work in a whole sweep of councils? So, how did they come and overcome that? So I've told them they had to go and sign with other MSPs. If they wanted to supply into Council A, where they were the master vendor, they would have to be able to offer vacancies in Council C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. And that's what they would have to do to try and increase their share of work within the local authority where they are the master vendor. Now, also, if they were successful in increasing their share, what would be the impact on those other agencies? If you have an agency that was presently providing 20, 30% of the vacancies there, and they saw that that market share was likely to go down because that master vendor is going to come out, it's exactly the same as what we have around those questions to start with. What is going to be the impact on the overall service provision? Will that agency that presently supplied a number of different workers to that local authority and had possibly prioritised it and had that gave them, almost preferential status, is that going to be the case going forward? And therefore, what do the council think? Bearing in mind that the council actually don't see where their workers come from. From a master vendor point of view, they should always see the timesheet or the portal or whatever, the back office function that comes from that agency, the master vendor, not the supplying agency. You might know, yeah, do you really care? But you see, the fact is that from the council perspective, actually, do they care where those social workers come from beyond when they've got it there? They just want to know that they've got the quality in numbers. So when you've got a master vendor, ask yourself around, does that increase in supply? How does it actually work for you? And if you don't have a council work specific master vendor, again, how's that going to work for you in practice? And those are questions that you might want to ask. My name's Steve Stewart. How to engage with us? Follow us on Twitter at Vricipedia, which is related to this particular thing, at FootSockSteve if you want to speak to me directly, and website is Vric.Consulting, and email at steveric.consulting. If you have found this video useful, please like it. Please feel free to subscribe and comment and share wherever you're able. If you've got any questions, please feel free to come back to me. And if you want to know more about what we do, the website's there. Or look at chapter 1.2, Introduction to Vric.Consulting. Take care. Bye-bye. Speak to you soon.